Hi guys, it's Friday Night Arcade. In this episode, we're playing Starflight, which was developed by Binary Systems and released for several different computer platforms in the late 80s. If you've never played Starflight before, it's a lot like Star Trek. It's basically more Star Trek than some of the Star Trek games that have come out. A lot of this first episode was kind of just me figuring the game out. This was recorded live on stream over on the main channel, youtube.com/Friday Night Arcade, where I stream on Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays. A lot of this first episode was just me kind of figuring the game out. I wanted to go into it somewhat cold. I did have a manual, and I had a little bit of help from the audience. And by the end of the episode, I felt like we had a pretty decent beat on what we were doing. But anyway, it's a really interesting and well done game, and this version that we're playing is the Amiga version, which just has a little bit better graphics and a little bit more interesting sound effects. It's probably would be the version that I would recommend if you've never played the game before, although certainly the DOS version that came out in '86 is excellent as well. But anyway, let's play some Starflight and see what this game's all about. As always, thanks for watching, guys. This and see what happens. So this is Starflight on the Amiga. Bradley says, "Hey man, love your videos. Congrats on the twins." Thanks, Brad. Appreciate it. So yeah, we're getting deep here. This is the Amiga operating system. So basically, in order for this to run, you would have just started. You'd put the disk right in, and then start the whole thing up, and then it would just load it right off of the disk. I'm gonna let this run for a minute. This music's awesome. I had a chance to mess with this earlier. This music's really good. Did you guys hear this okay? How's the volume level with this? I can turn it up a little bit if we need to. Yeah, this music's really good. No notification as usual, but glad I noticed the channel was live. Thanks for stopping in, Fabian. All right. So, Interstellar police warning. So, this game's very text heavy. The music sets a certain tone. Wife is in trouble. Okay. So, this game's very text heavy, but I feel like we can't just jump through it. We do have to read some of it. Miguel, thanks for stopping by, man. Happy New Year's to you too as well. As provided by the Galactic Treaty of 4410, this computer software product is hereby declared the intellectual property of the human authors, Binary Systems. So yes, this was developed by Binary Systems and published by Electronic Arts, and apparently we don't need to read the rest of it. Okay, so let's just go ahead and fire up a game here and see if we can get it started. Okay, so here we go. So right now we are in. This is basically we're just kind of in the spaceport, and we've got some different things that we can do here. The first thing that we're supposed to do is hire a crew, for our ship. So, and this game is very, I mean, it's totally, very much inspired by Star Trek. So you gotta have like, you've got to have a science officer, you've got to have a doctor, and all this sort of thing. So, the first thing we need to do is hire a crew. So we need to figure out how to do that. So like I said, I've got a walkthrough here. I don't want to be entirely dependent on the walkthrough, but you pretty much have to have one in order to get started at least. So, okay. We've got to hire. How do we do this? All right. So we don't want to go to the docking bay. Where is crew assignment? Okay. Yeah, he kind of looks like the guy from Blaster Master, doesn't he? So I think I actually have to go all the way over. I might have to start over here. We don't want to leave the docking bay because we don't have a crew. Orbital division, click mouse to continue. Messages. Okay, so here's something. You are about to embark on your first mission. In your bank account, you will find the amount of 12,000 monetary units. Can't just be called dollars. It's got to be something clever. This money is to be spent training your crew, configuring your ship, and purchasing any necessary materials. Of course, you may wish to leave some portion of this in the bank to earn interest. This is acceptable. At this stage of the operation, our primary goal is to gather information. Consequently, your objectives are: seek out and explore strange new worlds. Boldly go where no man has gone before. Hey, wait a minute. Establishing contact with any sentience. Capture and bring back non-sentient life forms. Record alien life forms data. Bring back alien artifacts. Bring back any valuable minerals. Yeah, there's a lot of mining in this game. Classic gaming quarterly. Hey, Chris, what's going on? He says, I've never seen the Amiga version of this game. The Genesis version is one of my favorite games on the platform. Yeah, it's really well done. I mean, the Genesis version is different than the computer version, but it's, they did an amazing job with it, considering what they had to work with for bringing it to console. Concerning what you might find, we suggest, however, that you avoid the area of space around the coordinates 13584. All right, so I've actually just got a blank notepad for writing stuff like that down, because this is one of those games where you'll talk to a lot of people throughout the game, and they'll give you little clues like that. So I'm going to try to keep track of that as best as I can. Like, again, this is by no means a speed run or anything like that. Scout reports indicate a high density of minerals in the mountainous regions of the innermost planet of our system. Further, we have found information that leads us to believe that there may be some ruins of the old empire at coordinates. It's okay, what is this? 17 id X162E. Old ruins. Okay, that's good to know. We have also received some indication of alien activity in the system 17594. Again, I'm just kind of jotting these down because this is one of those deals where there's no way you'd remember all this before the dark times, before the empire. All right, good luck and a safe return. Okay, so how? Oh, here we go. Okay, this is where we're supposed to be. So we need to add a crew member here. So okay, so according to this, our science officer should be a human, navigator should be a Valexi. There's different races. So kind of just gonna go off of this just to get things rolling. Who wants to be who wants to be my science officer? We'll go that way. Or actually, I'm guessing the first one is probably just me, right? All right. Let's see. So we'll make this one a human. And just to forewarn you, this game has a lot of... That's primarily what this game consists of, is a lot of menus and text. But there are some really cool visuals once you actually get into it, so... Let's see... Alright, so F&A is going to be our science officer. Or... I don't think I can actually change any of these. I think these are just... This is just what their stats are. Okay. So, oh, okay, it actually you have to actually pay to trade them to level them up. Okay. Um, Fabian asks, when you upload videos, do you ever have an issue where it says checking for ads for a long time? Um, Not really. Whenever of course, I'm pretty tame by YouTube standards, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I usually get the little green dollar sign within minutes. Once it's done processing, it's usually all ready to go. Do. I don't want to do any training just yet. I'll come back and do that because that all costs money. So we'll add another person. All right. So this person is going to be our navigator. Who wants to be our navigator? Miguel. Miguel said he'll be in it. Okay. So Miguel, you're going to be our navigator. You're, so and that's going to be says we should make that. Oh, you're going to be an insectozoid. Okay. All right. And then we need an engineer. Who wants to be my engineer? All right, Gunsight, you're in. You're my engineer. Okay. That also should be the Veloxy race. We're gonna get lost. Oh, I'm sure that's gonna happen. um all right, so we've got me as a human, we've got Miguel, we've got Gunsight. Let's see, who else? We need a communications person. Who wants to be communications? Retro Gamer Guy NC says, I'm an engineer in real life. Cool, we'll make you the doctor. How's that sound? Fabian, you could be our communications guy. How about that? That is supposed to be an Elwad. You're Groot. You're basically Groot, apparently. So, and then, how about Mike Cade? You're gonna be our doctor. How about that? That's also supposed to be, according to this. All right. Okay, so let's go back through here. And so again, I'm using a walkthrough just to kind of get everything started here, just so I know how to put a crew together. Because like when I tried to play this on Sega Genesis, I think I only put I think I think I somehow managed to get out of the docking bay without a crew even. So we're gonna try to do this the correct way this time. So I'm gonna train myself with science skills. We'll level that up a little bit. Each time you do it, it costs 300 monetary units. So we've got 12,000 to spend. Dang it, Aaron, I'm an engineer, not a doctor. You guys are awesome. All right, so we'll trade him, and then in that we'll do Miguel's our navigation guy, so we'll trade him up a little bit in that. We'll do Gunsight is going to be our engineer, so we'll trade him at engineering. We'll level that up a little bit. Communications, Gamer Thumb TV. And our doctor. We're definitely going to need, I have a feeling we're definitely going to need a doctor on this mission. So, okay. Yeah, we'll give that a little bit more on the science there. Okay. So, that should be good enough, right? Okay. So, we'll go over here. I think this is where, yeah, crew assignment. Okay. So, F&A is our captain. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay, so I think this assigned everybody one off. So we're gonna have to go through and fix this. Hang on. Wait a minute. Okay, I think this mixed everything around a little bit. So let's see. Science officer is B. Navigator is Miguel. Our engineer was Gudsight, yes. Communications was Fabian. Mike was our doctor. And I guess I'll also be the captain. Are we supposed to have a separate another person as the captain, or I'm not sure. All right, I'll just make myself the captain too for now. I'm the captain and the science officer. We'll go with that. Hopefully we're not supposed to have a separate character for that, but we'll give it a shot anyway. All right. I thought I was, but apparently there's also a science officer, so this is probably going to be a disaster. Okay, there we go. Disembark. Yeah, I wasn't done yet. I wanted to go back over here and there we go. Let's see. So what we've got 6,000 credits left. So we could leave. We could probably. Do we have an oath? Yeah, if somebody wants to come up with an oath. Cargo pods. I think we want more cargo pods. Just so that when we're mining we can pick up more stuff. Which will then give us more money so that we could buy more stuff. And then I'm guessing there's not a whole lot. We're definitely going to need shielding. I feel pretty confident that we're going to need shielding on this mission. In brightest day, in blackest night, I will fly this ship just right. Laser cannon. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and buy some extra shielding. I have a feeling we're going to need it. All right. Now we're ready. Okay, that's what I did. So it's that's the docking bay. Okay, so we'll put the science officer on the bridge. The navigator obviously should be on the bridge. And everything else looks okay. All right, let's launch. Let's see what happens. I hope this isn't. I'm imagining the Space Quest 3 where you get ready to launch, and then if you don't set the radar just right or something, you'll go careening into the side of the ship or whatever. So, all right, confirm launch. Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, all right. So this is where we got to have the code. I've actually got the website up for that. All right, so Mars, black egg, and yeah, I'll leave you guys to decide what that third word is. All right. Okay, Mars. Yeah, so this was part of copy protection that they had with the game, and there was this really convoluted launch codes wheel that came with it. And if you didn't have that and you don't enter a code here, then it's going to basically the interstellar police are going to chase you, and they eventually show up and kill you, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. All right, so the code should be 626. Okay. And now we're going. Verifying security code 62683. Yes, yeah, let's do it. Alright, we're opening the docking bay doors. Commencing launch sequence. Here we go. Whoa. That's actually really cool. That's very cool. The scrolling effect on the stars was really well done. Alright, we're standing by to leave orbit. So... Oh, we've even got a ship log. Oh, we can type stuff in. We didn't die yet. Stardate 111. Perfect. Okay. Mike says, I've got my Buckazoids already. Wait, different game. Yeah. No kidding. So we've got fuel. Alright. Alright, back to the bridge. Okay. Oh, so this is giving me Enterprise vibes. No, not Star Trek. The Amiga game Enterprise. Okay, science officer. I would probably go to the navigator. And okay, so we've got some options. We can raise the shields, we can arm weapons, fire weapons. Okay. Engineer. Not much to do with that. Wow, so if there was ship damage, you'd have to go talk to your engineer and then use your engineer to go through and make repairs to these things. Okay. That's interesting. Copy protection codes for computer games. One thing that will never be missed. Yeah, I mean, I get it. At the time, they didn't know, you're trying to protect your work, and I can certainly appreciate that, but all it does is it makes it's just kind of a nag when you're going back and trying to play these games 30 years later. It's just like, oh, geez, you got to do this thing. Uh, okay, so yeah, it looks like we're going to go through the navigator on this. We can pull up a star map. Oh, cool. Okay, so does it actually show where we're at? So I printed off the star map that actually came with the game. And it looks like, okay, so we're here. Oh, cool. So so we've got a couple options. There's, from that message that we had, we know there was some alien activity, in 17594. There's some old ruins we could go check out. We could just go mine a little bit and see, um, we have the option to raise the shields. There's nobody around, but we have the option at least. So, huh. This is incredibly involved. Like my head would have exploded with something like this. This makes Space Quest 3 looks like just really small potatoes. I mean, it's so big. I mean, you could go kind of just anywhere. And my understanding is even after you beat the like the main mission in this game, you can still kind of just keep playing it indefinitely and explore. There's I mean, it would take you forever to find every single planet. Um Lewis says this game was such a big deal when it came out. Yeah, I mean it's huge. Um it's like it's just kind of mind-blowing to see how big it is. So let's see if we can get, well, let's go ahead and just leave orbit. Do that. Current functionality operative. Commencing system travel, stellar parameters. Okay. And then Oh, can we just pick one of these and how do we plot a course, I guess, is the next thing we need to do here. Okay, no, we don't want to dock. We don't want to dock with Starport. No. What could go wrong? What are the green things? On the star map? Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure. If anybody knows, feel free to chime in. So, okay, we've got an XY axis here. So let's see 175.94. That's where there was some alien activity. So that means we'd have to go quite a ways. It's actually off the screen a little bit. 175.94. That'd be right there. So that'd be that little red planet. I think we just have to manually fly there ourselves. It doesn't seem like we can't just like plot in a course and go to warp speed, I don't think. Not quite that intuitive. No, we do not want to dock with the star map. Okay, so this is one situation where I need to get the manual out. All right, so how do we... We're kind of figuring this out as we go here. So I think what's happening is we are... Like, we're in control. Okay, there it goes. Oh, well, that's interesting. So I'm kind of just controlling this with the arrow keys. But I'm guessing each time that I do this, yes, let's go ahead and orbit planet. Ooh, okay, so yeah, we've got a new planet to check out. All right, so let's talk with, I guess we'll talk with our science officer, which is also me. Sensors, let's see what the sensors indicate. Atmosphere unknown, hydrosphere, water, lithosphere, something. All right. Analysis of last sensor reading, object planet, orbit number 5. Predominant surface, not certain. Gravity, not certain. Oh, good. Atmosphere density, not certain. Wait. Everything can't just be not certain. Come on. Global weather, not certain. Maybe we should have hired a different science officer. Status. Let's see. Was I an Amiga guy growing up? No. I had my cousin had a Tandy 1000. I think it was a Tandy 1000 HX, which later ended up getting passed on to me. So that was really my only experience with a computer was the Tandy. Played a lot of Space Quest, played some Quest for Glory, and then it was a lot of old school text adventures like Colossal Cave and Moon Mist and that sort of thing. And we had a Monopoly game. So that was pretty much my my only real computer gaming in the late 80s, unfortunately. They sent me out to solve the game story. What I ended up doing, mining out planets. So what do we know about this planet? Not certain. Can we send a recon group? Well, I think what we end up doing is we end up I think we're gonna end up engineer. Nothing I can really do with that. I think we can end up. I mean, I think we can send the little. We've got like a little mining vehicle that we can send down. So let's try. Or we could just land on it, I guess. Log planet. Colonization, no. Yes. Nope. Let's cancel. Okay, well, let's just try landing on it and see what happens. Try to avoid. Okay. So I guess we don't want to land in the blue, I'm guessing, because that's water. So this is basically Mass Effect demastered. Yeah, I'm just imagining landing the Mako right now. Okay, well, let's try it. Open viewport, yes. Landing on planet. Autopilot engaged, and we're descending. Okay, we're landing on a planet. Sended inside instant death. All right, we'll see what happens. Are you certain it is water? I don't really know. That's the Well, I'm not certain. Let's put it according to our science officer, we're not certain. But we landed safely. Okay. Well, that's something. So let's disembark and see what happens. Are we doing it? Okay. It is overcast. Okay. Yeah, so this is we've got this little mining vehicle here. So let's scan. Select target with cursor. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. Yeah, that's a very good question. Yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on our fuel because we don't want to go too far. Before we leave the system, we want to go try to, we'll have to go back to the starport and refuel. My hope was that we could mine a little bit, and then I think there's a way to actually add more fuel pods to the ship so that you can go further. Because, like, I'm not sure how far you can go between systems. Like, I'm not sure if we can just go directly to the next, go over to the next system. So we just landed on a planet gun site, and, oh man, there's nothing here. Huh. Well, huh. Green and brown planets will have the best chance of life, usually best to land around the equator. Okay, good to know. And like I said, I've never played this before. Feel free to jump in if you have any, um, uh, you know, any sort of helpful information. I will not be offended if you jump in with some helpful information like that. So, let's exit look. We've just got. How did Gunsight get out of the ship? Yeah, no kidding, right? I thought you were supposed to aren't you supposed to be working? Out here having breakfast? One of my favorite things in Mass Effect was exploring and reading all of the different planets. Yeah, I was really disappointed when the Mako went away in Mass Effect 2. Like um I kept thinking that was gonna open up at some point. It just never did. I would spend hours just driving around in that Mako and checking out planets and scanning stuff, and I thought it was fun. I don't know. All right, well, I think there's nothing here, so we're gonna launch. Andromeda went back to the style of Mako's exploration style. That's cool. All right, so that planet was kind of a bust. We'll check out one of the other planets and see what we come up with. Yeah, there was no life. There was no nothing. Um, I mean, we could try landing in a different spot, but I think we'll be better off going to a different planet, like somebody else said. If we go to one of the brown planets, that'd probably be better. All right. So let's leave orbit. Yeah, there was a whole lot of nothing there, so... Oh, let's double check and see how our fuel's going here. All right. How do we... Let's see. Okay, well, there doesn't really seem to be a way to do that, so... All right, so I think the planet that we started on was the planet, this planet, basically. So let's check this one out and see. Yeah, this one was different, I think. All right, science officer. Let's see if we can come up with something a little more concrete about this planet here. Sensors, what do we got? Atmosphere, none. Ammonia compounds, Prometheus, magnesium, and unknown. Analysis. Predominant surface, rock. Gravity, 0.46. Atmosphere density, none. Temperature, not certain. Well, of course. And is this one of those things where, like, I need to level up the science officer's abilities a little more so that it can get some of this stuff? Status. Okay, well. Navigator. Well, let's go ahead and land. Justin says, don't do it. It's a trap. Check fuel. Let's land. Energy, 20%. So this is a little embarrassing, but I'm not 100% sure how to actually check my fuel. Planets are just boxes with different shades of one color. I have no idea, though. Efficiency 100. I believe you got some coordinates for a run for that planet. Was it this planet that we had the... That was 17162E for the old ruins. This is I'm not sure what this is. So I'm trying to figure out how to check our fuel. Damage, cargo, energy. Replace your science officer with a Mako. It might be able to tell you more about the planet. No kidding. Yeah, you got that right. Cargo. Okay, here we go. It's in cargo. Endurium, fuel. Still says 20. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell us if that's like 100% or is that... So, okay. Well, let's go ahead and land and see what happens. And let's just try there. Landing on planet, autopilot engaged and descending. It's quite a few people that stopped by. Thanks so much, everybody, for stopping by today. This is a lot of fun. This is what I like to do, is just kind of figure out these games as we go. I know a lot of times, you know, people go for speed runs and all that stuff or whatever. I like just trying to figure out a game out that I've never played before. You could watch me play Space Quest for the 150th time, but this is interesting to me, is just trying to figure out, like, take a brand new game that's just way ahead of its time and just try to figure out how to do it. I mean, the manual on this thing is ridiculous. All right, so let's... Okay. Go back to our... I think that's just going to be the same thing. Can we run the sensors again while we're on the planet, I wonder? Ammonia compounds. And still not certain. That's the kind of the key that's kind of the theme of the day here is not certain. But let's go ahead and disembark, and we'll send our little Mako out and see what we can find. Okay, here's something. Select target with cursor. 1 cubic meter of magnesium. Okay, cool. So what do we... Okay, so I just now realized this is kind of open world. Yeah, I mean it's there's a mission we're supposed to be doing, but you could kind of just go off on your own a little bit if you want. There's nothing here, nothing here. Seen it says didn't get a notification for the stream either. Yeah, that's just YouTube. It just kind of is what it is. Well, so generally the plan is going to be Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays. That's what I'm going to be doing the stream. So it's going to be during the weekdays. It's going to be 11:30 a.m. Central Time. Of course, I was about, like I said before, I was about an hour late on that today. But Mondays and Fridays will be about 11:30 in the morning, and Saturdays will be first thing in the morning at 8 o'clock. And then also you can just follow me on Twitter. I'll always post when I'm going live on there. So if for whatever reason YouTube doesn't show you... Okay, so this does have kind of a finite amount of energy here, so we'll have to be careful. So we can see here our energy is going down every time we... Now, does that refuel when we go back in the ship, I wonder? Like if we embark and then disembark, it goes back to 100%. Okay. The manual for the Genesis version came with a short story set in the Starflight universe. It's one of the best manuals I've seen for a console game. Justin asks, are you doing a Friday Night Arcade episode this Friday? So, Friday Night Arcade, the regular episodes are going to be a bit more kind of spread out at this point. So the episodes are going to be a lot longer. Kind of like the last couple episodes that you've seen, where they might be anywhere from 30 to 50 minutes. They're going to take a lot longer to make, and there's probably going to be one episode, maybe one episode every other Friday, or maybe every about 1 to 2 new episodes per month. And the reason for that is, well, I've got 2 baby boys in the house now, so it just there's a couple of reasons for that. It takes a long time to make an episode anyway, and I've found that those types of episodes that are more of like a themed episode where we focus on a lot of different games at once, it's like several short episodes all combined together. Like the open world video that came out a few weeks ago, the McVenture series video, and then the one that we did before, what's the one that we did before that? But anyway, the longer episodes just seem to do... more people just seem interested in them. So I've got less time to work on episodes. So I want to try to focus on episodes that seem to appeal to the most people. Sorry, this little monitor thing's beeping over here. It's actually my baby monitor. I want to try to focus on episodes that bring in, the most potential amount of new eyeballs to the show. So I'm going to focus more on these episodes that... It's really handy that they just put these little mining... can we... Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and head back to the ship for a minute. So basically, long story short, to answer your question, there's going to be about 1 to 2 big episodes per month on the main channel, but they're going to be longer episodes. Like actually today, right now, you're participating in it. The next episode that I'm working on is going to be games about space exploration. So we're going to talk a little bit about. We'll talk about some of the games on Atari, like Star Master and Space Shuttle. We're going to talk about Starflight. So, as I'm doing these live streams, a lot of times I'm going to be recording footage for upcoming episodes as well. So you guys are actually kind of participating in the next episode right now. So that's going to be alert. That's going to be the next episode is space exploration games. But yeah, they're going to take a little bit longer to make, and part of the problem was I could have kept doing one episode per week after the boys were born, but I felt like if I was forcing myself to put out one episode per week, I'd have to cut some corners here and there because week to week, I don't know how the boys are going to do. I don't know if it's going to be a good week or if it's going to be a week that's not to say it's a bad week, but just a week that requires a lot of overhead with the boys, just a lot of. Okay, so cargo's actually full, so I think we actually need to go back to the spaceport and sell some stuff. Now that I'm looking at that, it says full here. Um, so yeah, let's go ahead and launch. So basically, yeah. Pig asks, are you are you looking for another reason to talk about Space Quest 3? So, Space Quest 3, I'm sure will get mentioned at some point in the video, but that's going to be like less than 2 minutes of the whole video. Because I know I've done all the Space Quest games to death, but it's going to be more focused on games like Starflight. Yeah, there you go. A week fraught with challenges. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. Yeah, I want to get into the Star Control games. And I want to get into Elite and stuff like that. And there was actually a version of Elite that came out on the NES. I've talked about it a little bit on a couple other videos. It's actually quite playable, which is impressive. Stardate 1-11, second planet. We mine some stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I promise I'm not gonna have it's not gonna be like 25 minutes of Space Quest again. I know some people have wrote in and are just as much as they like it, they're kind of sick of hearing about it. So and I'm also I want to do an episode on the King or on the Quest for Glory games at some point. Over on the side channel, we just played through Quest for the entire first Quest for Glory game. I want to do an episode about all of the Quest for Glory games. So, we'll be playing more Quest for Glory coming up. I want to play through every single game and then do one big blowout video on the whole series at some point. Um, Gunsight says I was going to get a copy of Elite on the NES because I had a blinking light win, but I don't have $60. Yeah, it's well, and it's PAL, it's PAL only. So I'm not depending on where you're at and what version of the NES you have. I'm not sure if it'll actually run on the NTSC version of the NES. Somebody actually explained this to me. Uh, in fact, it was a viewer that wrote in about this. The reason that Elite was only released in PAL only countries was because if you took out 10 frames per second and only ran it at 50 frames per second, it gave it just enough more memory to handle the vector graphics. So I thought that was pretty cool. I figured they just didn't release it in America because they figured it was too complicated for North American kids. But blinking white light wind makes my NES region free. Cool. But yeah, I wonder if that version of Elite would have any trouble running on it. How do we get? Oh yeah, we gotta go talk to the navigator. Okay, so we're gonna leave orbit, and we're gonna go. Uh-oh. We're going to leave the orbit and we're going to head back to this planet, which we know is the spaceport. Now, does somebody know, does each system have its own spaceport, or do I have to go all the way back to this spaceport in order to, I don't know, in order to function, basically? I'm not sure about that. All right, so let's disembark. And we'll go over here and we'll sell some stuff. See what we got to sell. We got some antimony. We'll sell that. Don't want to sell our fuel. And okay. Well, we were just about back to where we started because we started with 12,000, I think, so that's good. Uh-oh. I'm not sure what I just did. Okay, so let's try. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, that's. Okay. So yeah, we hopefully that'd be enough extra fuel to get us out of the system. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy. I'm just gonna buy fuel, and then see what else we can buy over here. Now, I probably should have. We'll buy some more cargo pods, I guess. What's the max cargo pods that you can hold? Buy a few more cargo pods. And we'll just save the rest of it, and then we're gonna let's try and head. Okay, so let's try and head. Gunside asks, how long does it take to complete? Um, I mean, I think so. There is kind of a main storyline. Um, I'm not sure how long it would take to get through that, but you could feasibly play the game forever. I mean, you could keep exploring even after you get through the main parts. You could just kind of keep exploring the areas. So let's go try to find those old ruins if we can. Um, speed run under 7 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's probably some kind of glitch that you can exploit, or like there's like I remember in Fallout 3, you could actually, if you just went in the opposite direction, you could find your dad in like 12 minutes. Um, uh, Infinite Psychosis, hello, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. Um, Movie Metalhead asks, did you play any of the Commander Keen games? Embarrassingly, no, I didn't. Like I said before, just mostly because we didn't really have a computer in the house, so I missed out on a lot of those. They had they had these Apple computers. There was like a little computer room at my grade school, and they had some games that you could play there. Most of them were but most of them were like learning games. Like I remember there was like a typing game called Pause. Um and there was like I'm aware of what Commander Keen is. I've seen him, but I never got to play him as a kid. I used to play a lot of Oregon Trail whenever I would play a game in that little computer room at the school. You'd get a chance to go in there for like 20 or 30 minutes every couple days during the week. And I remember it was always a mad dash to that little stack of discs, and everybody would always try to get Oregon Trail first. If you were lucky, you got that one. If not, you got stuck with some crummy math game. All right, let's launch here. Okay, we got to do another security code. Mars, surprising utensil. What? Okay. And Meccans. It's 15218. All right. Math Blaster. Yeah, that's one of the ones we had with Math Blaster. I remember that one. I gotta say, there's not a ton of sound in this game, but what sound made it in is pretty dang good. Yeah, we could do that, Miguel. We could go back to the same planet and see if we could get a little bit more before we try to leave the system. I had that one rich friend who had the second Commander Keen. Needless to say, didn't get to play it much because the computer was in his dad's office. Yeah, that like my cousin's parents were like that about their computer. They were always so OCD about it, but odds are they needed one of us just to set it up and hook it up. So I don't like okay, well, whatever. All right, so yeah, Miguel brought up a good idea. Let's go back to that other planet and just let's see if we can find a little bit more resources before we does the Amiga version allow you to catalog the planets? If you find habitable ones, they'll pay you for their location. It says that we're supposed to pick up that was one of our missions was to find living planets, but I'm not sure how. There's probably a way to do it. Maybe with if they detect it with the science officer, and then maybe you have the option, or maybe you can communicate. I'm not sure how you would log it. There'd have to be an option if you find it. All right, let's go ahead and land. Let's just go all the way down here. Okay, let's see what happens. I played the EA port on the Genesis. It was great, but the music terrified me as a kid. Oh, geez. Well, Sega Genesis music in general is a little bit terrifying, depending on which game you're listening to. I gotta say, the scaling effects, that's really cool. That's really neat how they put in the topography like that and everything. That's really well done. Okay. So, does scanning really do much of anything if you could just see if you could just see where huh, got some magnesium. I think I actually took some magnesium this morning. It's good for you. Gotta take your vitamins. Especially when you get old like me. Huh. Alright, squat going on down here. Alright, let's try going this way. Scanning new terrain. Okay, here's a couple things. So if you just have this toggled orange, then it'll just automatically mine it, it looks like. Promethium. Yeah, so kind of looks like, yeah, whoever said that earlier, you are correct. We do spend a lot of time at the beginning of this mining. But actually it's kind of cool. I do wish there was a little bit more music to this. I wouldn't mind because I think the Sega Genesis version just had music throughout. If I'm not mistaken, the Sega Genesis version came out uh several years after this, almost like 10 years later, didn't it? It was in like the early to mid 90s, wasn't it? Star Control 2. Yeah, my as I was researching these, I don't want to run out of gas here. Oh, okay. It's got a little counter here that's telling me I'm getting closer to the ship here, so that's good. Uh-oh. That's handy. My understanding of it is that Star Control 2 is almost, it's very similar to this, but it's kind of like an arcade version of it. Almost, it's just it kind of makes things a little bit. I don't know if the word's easier, but there's just a little bit. It's not quite as involved, so it's a little bit easier to just kind of get up and go. Um, all right, cargo's at 24%. Okay, damage 0, energy 25. Let's go look. Oh wait, no. Don't do that. Don't do that. I meant to disembark. Meant to disembark. There we go. But yeah, it was just the Star Control games were just kind of more of like a yeah, it was more just kind of action and arcadey and less simulation, which there's pros and cons to both. I'm not saying one's better than the other. It's just kind of you had the option. What are we trying to mine for, Gunsight? Anything we could find. Basically, we mine and then we sell it at the starport, and we get more money that we could use to upgrade the ship. So, do we got enough? There we go. Oh, this is gonna be close. There we go. Okay. All right. So I think that's enough. So let's go back. Let's go back to the starport, sell what we got, and then let's go ahead and try to find those old ruins. There's also alien activity that we could explore, but I'm guessing if we go to try to find the alien activity, that's probably going to lead to some sort of fight. I don't know, but I think the alien activity was actually closer. Like if we go all the way to the old ruins, like I don't know if we'll be able to make it there or not. Luke, thank you for stopping by the chat. So you played this one a lot, huh? Said this was one of your favorites? Dan says Star Control 2 planetary exploration was simplified. Yes, yeah, it was just, they just made it a little bit more accessible, I think is the word I would use. Starflight 2 is also great. Lack of trading in this one is a small problem, corrected in the sequel. How many years after the first one did the sequel come out? Do you know, Luke? Luke, that's actually what I named one of my sons. My sons' names are Luke and Noah. All right. Let's go to the bridge. Talk to the captain. Or no, we gotta talk to the. It's weird because you talk to the navigator to like leave orbit and do, but then you talk to the captain in order to land or take off. That's just weird because they're both navigation, but it's just like one extra click. Not a big deal, but okay. So let's go. Okay, 1986 and 1989. Okay, so that's not too far apart. The again, the sound effects in this, I like the sound effects. I wish there were more of them. Closing docking bay doors. Alright. Let's disembark. We'll go back over here. What? What just happened? I did not mean to do that. Okay. We'll sell some magnesium. Sell some promethium. We can upgrade our ship with lasers, which is probably a good idea. I don't think you have to buy guns for like an away team like you would with Star Trek. Like, I don't think you could have players exit the ship and then like have them have phasers or whatever. Luke says, I think the Amiga version you are playing is slightly closer to the Sega Genesis version than the DOS. Believe the Sega port is based on this version. Yeah, I was back and forth on whether to play this version or just play the original DOS version, and it kind of just came down to aesthetics. I thought the graphics on this just were more interesting. I thought it'd make for a more, I don't know, I just thought it was pretty to look at. Amiga and Sega Genesis version, both using the Motorola 68000 as a CPU. Yes. All right. What can we do here? We need to upgrade our engines? Actually, we don't have the option. We can upgrade our armor, which we probably should. But I feel like... I feel like we should be able to upgrade our engines by now, but... Alright, well, let's go ahead and just give ourselves a little bit of every... We've got some shielding. So let's do... Would everybody be in agreement? Let's add armor. I don't know if missile launcher is going to take up like half. We do a laser cannon and some armor. That might be a good way to go here starting out. Let's do armor. Do a laser cannon. We should have at least one laser cannon before we leave the system. That's probably a good idea. And then, yeah, feasibly, you could, if you played this game indefinitely, like if you just kept playing this game, you could probably just end up eventually have enough money to buy everything, probably. What am I doing here? Oh, I didn't actually hit the buy button. That was the problem. Okay, there we go. Okay. So at least we've got something. Sega version is a little bit too easy. Well, they probably had to... Should I go ahead and just... Yeah, I should probably go ahead and have the missile launcher too. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to be flat broke when we leave the system. But by gosh, we've got missiles. Okay. Alright. So, there's a couple different things that we could explore. There's these old ruins, or there's alien activity that was in a different quadrant. I think the alien activity was closer to us. So let's see if we can find that first. Okay. We gotta do the copyright protection thing. So X And this is just a website. It's called the Starflight resources page. So if you ever try to play this, there's the Starflight resource page, and it's just got little drop down menus that you can use to solve these codes each time. So just kind of saves you a little bit of time. We got the X, flat device. That is really cheeky though that they made it to where you had to enter this every single time you leave a starport. That's kind of that's that's a bit much. Usually it's just like one thing that you have to do, and then after that you're fine. 006. Okay. All right. Yeah, every single time you leave the starport, you've got to do that. You know, usually like Star Tropics, the copy protection with the letter. At least it's only once in the game, and then after that, you're good. You got to do this every single time you leave the starport. That's a little bit much, but we'll persevere. What does what is the A stand? Oh, that must be armor. Okay, shields are down. All right. Luke says if you want an even nerdier space game from the 80s, check out Starfleet 2: The Krellin Commander. I'll have to look at that. Yeah, so if you're just now joining the stream, I'm actually recording footage for an upcoming episode. I want to do an episode where we just look entirely at space exploration games, really old space exploration games. So it sounds like that might be an interesting one to check out. And certainly, if you guys have any more suggestions, definitely let me know. If you'd like to see, we'll be taking a look at Elite. We'll probably get into like some of the old stuff on Atari 2600. I really want to check out Space Shuttle for Atari 2600. I actually have like the full version of it with the overlays that go on the console and everything. Another vote for Star Control 2. Yeah, it sounds like all the Star Control games will be worth checking out for that as well. Captain. Nope. Navigator. And leave orbit. Okay. So we're going to actually just try to leave the system now and see what happens. Okay, we are out of the system. That's a little scary. Okay, so we'll see how. Okay. Boy, that goes down pretty fast, doesn't it? We may have to go back and buy more fuel. So your fuel only depletes when you've actually left a system. That's important. All right, so let's check out the star map. So we're trying to get. Don't think. Oh boy, we're gonna have a hard. We're gonna have a long time to go to get to that spot. We may have to go. We may have to kind of hop from system to system and refuel in each system. I'm kind of thinking because where we want to go, where that alien activity was like basically like we're here. $175 over 94. We got to get here, basically. 175 over 94. That is, ooh, that's a long way to go. I'm not sure if we could get that far. I think we need to go back and buy a little bit more fuel. Uh, yeah, I think we're gonna need to go back and buy some more fuel. Because even, like, the closest, like, I guess we could try to make it here, and then here, and then here. Hopefully each one of these systems has a starport. That's the other thing that we don't know. Short jump. Yeah, we're gonna go back to this system and just buy a look, cause see how quickly that's going down? Yeah. So we're gonna go back and buy just a little bit more fuel. I know we were just here, but I just kind of want to be on the safe side. It goes down really quick once you get out of a system. Don says they don't all have starports. Do some of them have starports, or is it kind of an all or none situation? Is this the only starport? What am I in for here? Or is that where our star map comes into play? Which the star map doesn't really have. Of course, I printed this off in black and white, but it doesn't really have a like a legend for which ones are which. All right. Well, either way, I think we're going to need a little bit more fuel. So, wait, what did I just do? I think I went to the wrong. Oh, I see. Here's why I'm getting confused, because the planets are actually orbiting. That's that's really involved. That's cool, but yeah, I can't, like, I could figure out, like, okay, I went to the one that the uppermost orange one that was supposed to be. Can we grind in others planets to get a bigger fuel tank? Yeah, that would be. I mean, I think we could. I think we could. It's just a matter of how much fuel that we have. Um, I just didn't buy it. Like, I had bought a little bit more fuel. Uh, the second to last time that we came back to the starport, but I didn't realize it would go down that quick. So, kind of just want to make sure. Of course, I spent all my money on crap. I can only buy like one extra unit. I should have. Huh. Well, all right. This could be bad. Let me go back. Uh, we haven't. There's a little interface we can mess with over here to save the game. So it'd probably be a good idea to do that, just in case. Uh, just in case we like run out of fuel and are stuck. There we go. Okay. Well, we're gonna try this. We're gonna see what happens. I could go back to one of those planets and mine again and see if I could get a little bit more. That would probably be the safe thing to do. But I kind of just want to go for it. I kind of want to go for it. So let's just go for it and see what happens. What do you think? Of course, that means I got to enter one of these codes again. So gall bladed toy. All right. Velox. Ah, developers of this game are bastards. Every time you gotta enter a code. All right. Okay. Back to the navigator. Leave orbit. And let's roll. Okay, so we need to go. Let's get to here and see. We'll just see what happens when we get to there. That'll decide whether or not we keep going that way or we go. Yeah, the Amiga version just looks kind of nice. Ooh, okay. Well, we're. Oh, okay. This is handy. I just now realized what this is doing. So, um, if you look in the lower right, there's a thing that says fuel, and it's telling us how much fuel we'll have left if we go to that spot. Okay, so that's helpful. All right, so if we go like, I think that's what that means. Distance. Flash, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so it's telling us how much fuel we'll use to get there. Okay. That is helpful. That is very helpful. Okay, so we've got what just happened? Commencing interstellar travel. What? Oh no. Raise the shields. Raise the shields. Arm the weapons. Fire the weapons. Something's happening. Keep firing the weapons. Do something. Shields. Oh no, people are wounded. Oh no. Everybody's wounded. Gamer Thumb TV's dead. Jesus Christ. What happened? What the hell was that? Huh. Well, it's a good thing we saved the game. All right. I don't know what that was all about. I hope those weren't the police. I know I've entered the codes correctly every single time, so if that's what that was, then you screwed up, Gabe. I did it. I got everybody killed. Everybody died. What? Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. This time's gonna be better. Right? That was Nirvana. I really hope this wasn't a situation where I entered a code incorrectly, because I know I've entered these correctly. I mean, my eyesight is not that great. I am getting old. I have to use the zoom sometimes when I'm like on my Windows settings. Like for the chat window up there, I've got it zoomed way in so that I can actually read it. We will talk about that, but I know I've entered these codes correctly. Enter it wrong on purpose. What happens? Well, and I don't know if whatever happens right away, or if it happens like if you entered a code now, does it not actually affect the game until like a week later in game? You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's something that happens right away or if it's something that comes back to get you later. All right, we'll try this again. We're doing it. There was nothing I could do. I raised the shields. I was firing the weapon. Nothing was happening. I was outmatched. So that was overkill. Right. Okay, navigator, let's leave orbit. And let's try this again. And hopefully... Okay, so let's look at the star map. So we're here. So we could make it here, here, or possibly even... Well, so we definitely don't have enough fuel to get there. We do have enough fuel. Let's go to this one. And maybe if we avoid this area, we won't... We'll miss out. Maybe if we go around this spot. I don't know if those are those bad guys are always there or what. So let's go. Okay. I'm just like tiptoeing through here, hoping nobody shows up. Okay, so we're really close to that one. Okay. Okay. Well, we're somewhere. Okay. Well. All right. Yeah, there's been lots of love for Star Control in the chat today, Flash. Lots of folks have been mentioning the first and the second one. Scanners indicate unidentified object. Oh, they're back. Huh. Well, let's try... Greetings, we come in peace and wish to communicate. Please identify yourselves. Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe it was my fault. Maybe we just weren't... our scanners show that your vessel is derived from Empire technology. Do you confirm? Yes, I think. Are you Group 9? I don't know what that means, but sure.